everyone, I'm Nikki from the design team, and today I'm going to look at a couple of different cards, really 3 different cards, that I used the pencil bone folder on. This is a new thing from Scrappiness, and I just had a few ideas on ways to use it, so I'm going to take you through most of the process of a couple of these cards and just show some pictures and tell you how I used it and give you some ideas for it. There will also be a blog post on this that you can check, and all of the things I use in the video I will link below. We're going to start with the cross Easter card, and I'm going to do some ink blending in dried marigold, saltwater taffy, and abandoned coral. I was dying to use my saltwater taffy. This is the first time I've gotten to use this color, and I played with color combinations, and I really like this for a sunrise. So I will pop those up on the screen, and then I'm going to do some ink blending. And I know I'm going fast, but I don't want this to take up the majority of our video, so I just wanted to show you how well these colors go together. I really love this saltwater taffy. It's super fun. It's the brand new color from Holtz, and Kat does carry this in her store, so make sure you order some if you order anything today, because it is so fun. This is the last color that I'm using. It's abandoned coral, and it really does well with saltwater taffy. So I'm going to make this as my darker top layer, and then I'll show you how we use that pencil bone folder. So I'm slowing this down so you can see the background. You want to make sure you don't get fingerprints on it, and you definitely want to let it dry before this next step. So I'm going to set this aside, let it dry, and then I will turn the camera back on and show you what happens. So I grabbed a sun ray, I guess you could say, or a sunburst stencil that I found, and I decided I was going to use this on my Waffle flower media mat, and that's because this mat is kind of soft. It's a silicone, so you can press into it with your bone folder. It also helps hold your paper. And then I went along these sun rays. Now I know there's a sun in the middle, but I'm going to leave that blank because I'm going to use the 3 crosses from the Hio's Risen set, and they will fill that area in perfectly, and it's going to kind of look like these sun rays are coming from the back of the cross. So I did this, I went over each line, and I just held my stencil. You know, you could use something like a pixie spray, but I didn't want it to mess up my ink blending, so I basically just held the stencil and put a lot of pressure with this pencil bone folder to follow my lines. Here's my reveal. I love a good stencil reveal, and I'll show you what it looks like. I'm going to have to hold it up to the camera for you to see those lines really well, but you see how it's got this nice sunburst lines all around? I think it's going to look awesome. I'll show you what I end up doing with it. So I cut out this He Is Risen die out of gold cardstock, backed it with another piece just to make it kind of stand up a little bit, and then I'm putting it right in the middle of that sun ray. So see where the sunshine part of this stencil is, it's going to be the bigger cross. I thought that just fit perfectly. So next I'm going to add a little bit of detail to the background and mount the card, and we'll be done with this one. So I'm going to add these to kind of accentuate the sun rays, and I'm going to do 3 sets of 3. So I need 9, but I want to keep them all the same size in these little bitty sizes, and I don't have quite enough. So I'm going to show you what I did to match the color. This is something very easy to do with these, and you can do it with any color if you've got Copic markers. So let me just show you. So here you can see I've got the one lighter one, and it's easier obviously to do this with light because we're going to add color to it. So I got one of the lightest ones, and you can see it's a different color than these other rays. So I'm going to pop ahead and show you what I'd used. So here I've got this lighter color one, and I'm adding R22, which is a really nice pinky coral color, and I'm holding it next to the other one so that I can make sure I get it dark enough, because you can keep adding layers to this and just let them kind of dry for a minute. Alcohol ink does not take long to dry, even on plastic, but you let it dry a little bit and add it until you match the color. So see how I did right there? I got it matched, and now I can just put it back on my thing, and no one will know that that was not originally the color. Look how good this looks. I was pretty impressed and excited that this worked just like I was hoping it would. I think those look great together. I wanted to add a little bit more sparkle to the back of this card, so I did a little masking on the lower half, and the top half I'm going to use some liquid Stardust from Fawn and just splatter it on there just to give it a little bit more of an effect. So here is how that looks. And I just kind of wanted it looking like these sparkles were coming out from the top of the cross as well. So that's why I didn't do it on the entire card, and I just used a piece of scrap to cover it up. I'm going to let this dry and we'll put the card together. So here's the final on the front of the card. I did use the He Is Risen words on the inside of the card, so I just wanted to show you that real quick. For this next card, I am going to use my pencil bone folder on patterned paper. It's definitely easier to do this on patterns that have some type of stripe to them. So I'm going to go along and just create extra dimension with my bone folder. I'm using my We Are Memory Keepers the Works tool because it has a pretty large scoreboard and it's easy. It kind of helps me hold my paper down and line everything up so that I can go in straight lines. So I'm going only in this diagonal direction. You could do the whole pattern since it's all lines, but I just kind of am adding some extra detail in this diagonal plane. See if you can see this. I know it's not much, but it provides just a slight shadow that really does make this pattern stand out so well. Here's one more look at it so you can see what I did. And I just used some matching colors to color my little bunny. I'm using V000 on the light part and V12 for the darker purple. And then I'm going to coordinate the background for this in the window with some Distress Oxide in Dusty Concord and Milled Lavender. So I'm going to put those, and then I'm going to show you how we put this card together, and then we'll do a quick look at the last card, which I actually have another video on my channel about the last card too if you decide you needed more information. So here's a look at that card. I just really like the dimension that extra using of the bone folder does. I don't know if you can see that in the corners, but it really shows off this pattern. So that's the second use for a bone folder, is to do it with patterned paper. Now let's look at our third use. So this third card, it's harder to see because it's white, but I used it to create a background, almost like an embossing folder on this, but it's nice because I didn't have to emboss the whole thing and I can make this a one-layer card. So I drew a circle in the middle and I'm using my bone folder to go in stripes, which I've measured out. I think they're about 1/4 of an inch each one. And then when I get to the circle, I'm going to skip the middle of the circle so that I can go back and ink blend in that circle without having stripes in it. So it's just a nice, easy way to make a different looking card. It looks really pretty in the end. So here's how that looks with the middle of the circle not done. So see, I can go back and ink blend right there. It's going to be awesome. So that final card, I'll pop that up, and all the other final cards. Make sure if you hadn't done it yet that you hit the like and subscribe button. Everything that I used in this video will be linked in the description below. There's also a blog post about this video. So if you want more details, go there or find my information in the description, and check me out on YouTube too. So have a great day, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you soon. Thanks. Bye.